Crypto Geek YouTube channel. I'm your host, Crypto Geek. In this video, I'll be discussing about crypto tokenomics and how crypto tokenomics work. So first, I'll be discussing the concept of value. Why does the US dollar hold value? The United States government backs the value of the US dollar, which is enough for most people to believe that it holds inherent value. The world trusts the United States economy and its long-term viability, which makes the US dollar a relatively stable currency, unlike that of Venezuela or Turkey. However, if everyone in the country decided to stop using the dollar tomorrow, its value would diminish and it would no longer hold its current worth. The US dollar holds value because it serves as a medium of exchange for goods and services, and people trust that the US government will uphold its value over time. However, its value is only as good as the confidence placed in it, and if people stop using it, its worth would diminish. In contrast, cryptocurrencies derive their value from the trust placed in blockchain networks rather than governments, and they also gain value through their utility. This makes cryptocurrency potentially more valuable than fiat currencies on a global scale. Token incentive. This study of economic incentive models and token distribution within cryptocurrencies is commonly referred to as token economics, or tokenomics for short. To have value, a token must offer an incentive for its use or retention, generating demand that ultimately determines the token's price. Many tokens incorporate their incentives within their utility, such as Sicoin, which employs a token to store and access files on a distributed network, thus imbuing it with value. Other tokens like Zcash derive their value from the perception of being superior forms of digital currency. Network effects. This is also where network effects come into play. Imagine a scenario where there is a new currency in the world, but only a few individuals have access to it. Is it useful? Not really. That's because the currency only holds value for those with access to it. The more users who engage in the currency's use, the greater its value becomes. The phenomenon is referred to as network effects, and it highlights the significance of token distribution. Top token economic models. Point blank, token economic models are vastly superior to that of government-controlled economic models. That's because these models are built in code with the mathematical rules and governed by a decentralized network who collectively make decisions as a community. Contrast, this is with central banks who have the power to print money on whim and make monetary decisions without the input of currency holders. Yet no economic model is perfect, especially those that are brand new and haven't been proven. Let's look at a few different types of token economic models and how they benefit cryptocurrencies and where they might fall short. The first one is deflationary models. Deflationary token model. In this model, there is a set of number of tokens to be created, with that limit never being adjusted upward. This creates a deflationary currency where even as demand increases, supply does not. Pros of deflationary token model. A limited supply of tokens generate natural demand as the supply dwindles. It also completely eliminates the worry of inflation which plague fiat currencies. Cons of deflationary token model. Some wonder if the incentive structure in a deflationary model will ultimately lead to its downfall because there is a limit to the number of tokens produced. Users are incentivized to hoard tokens, not spend them. Without any spending, most tokens will fall out of circulation and the token itself will become less valuable. Some examples of deflationary tokens are Bitcoin, Cardano. A little bit of a side note, guys. I would like to inform you that there are links to crypto hardware wallets available in the description section below. These wallets are a great way to ensure the safety of your digital assets. Please note that I do earn a small commission when you make a purchase using these links, which will also be used to help grow this YouTube channel. Thank you. And currently there is a special offer available. Buy a Ledger Nano and get $30 in Bitcoin. Moving on to inflationary model. Under an inflationary token model, tokens are printed continuously with no restriction on the total number of tokens that can be generated. Although there are differing variations of this model, with some tokens limiting annual token creation and others adhering to a predetermined schedule permanently. This model shares similarities with fiat currencies but differs in that the token model is regulated by code and a decentralized community, resulting in greater efficiency and transparency compared to a centralized entity. Pros and cons of inflationary model. The economic model is most known and studied since it closely resembles fiat currency. Therefore, there are less questions around the viability of this model since it has been shown to mostly work with fiat currencies. Just like fiat currencies, inflationary tokens can continue printing their currency until the end of time. This can lead to runaway inflation or token devaluation. Examples of inflationary models is ETH and EOS. Dual token model. Dual token model involves the use of two separate tokens on a single blockchain to establish a more effective economic system. Numerous projects employing this model designate one token as a store of value that generates a complementary utility token for executing transactions within the blockchain network. By offering returns in the form of the utility token, this structure motivates investors to retain the store of value token. Pros and cons of dual token model. Creating two tokens for two distinct uses may be the best economic incentive